is actually part of, have you heard of Connected Investor?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I actually tried to work with him about a few weeks ago to try to bring him a buyer, and
Uh-huh.
I knew that he was an investor, and he was just so mean to me,
Really?
so mean to me. And he's the only guy that's around that area where my property is. I mean, and he's an hour away, which tells you how where the house is really, really in the country.
Right.
But yeah, so one of the things that this guy was giving me a hard time with when I tried to work with him a few weeks ago, he had asked for $7,000 down, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's a lot to give down to a seller, but I knew he was an investor, so I'll give him $7,000 down, even if I end
Uh-huh.
up walking away with a lot with maybe like 4,000. Because I remember I asked you, I think last week, like, hey, have you ever been in a situation where you end up making like half of what you've put down, and you were like, yeah, because it's better than nothing,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this: is that how do you get around? Because one of the things that was the sticking point to him was that the down payment would be coming from me to him and not directly from the tenant buyers. You
Right.
know,
Mm-hmm. So
it's
what do
almost
you,
like he's trying to go around me to because he has said to me he doesn't want somebody in the middle. He wants to go directly.
so this is the investor you're talking about that
This
wants.
is the investor I'm talking about. Yeah. Because I feel
Well,
like I'm going to get screwed if I just, how do
yeah,
you deal with that?
yeah. I don't deal with that. So
Okay.
I would say no, I'm not doing that. You know, you could say, yeah, we can do a JV agreement and sign a JV agreement on it, you know, that kind of thing would probably be the best way to go. But,
Okay.
this deal's got a lot of freaking hair on it, man.
Oh, you're talking about my deal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's separate. That one's not the investor. That the investor is a separate the investor is a
okay.
separate one.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, because I was saying is that you had suggested that I go to Craigslist and see if anybody was in the area doing rent to own, and I had done that. The only person that I found was this investor that I tried to work with a couple weeks ago.
Right.
That's how
Right.
the investor came into this conversation. Yeah. But
Gotcha.
my seller is killing me too, though. She's
Yeah.
just, yeah. But that's where I am right now is like, I'm still trying to figure out the things with her. She's not crazy about people that I brought to her, even though they have more than what she's asking for.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
I got the woman who wanted to put down 20,000. I had someone that was willing to put down 15,000. She's told me to put that person on hold, and she hasn't told me why. There's somebody else that's willing to put down 10,000, and all I have to give her to her is 4,000.
Right.
So she's just on me. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what do
But
you
that's
think? What's her biggest issue? Like, why do you think that? I mean,
she,
what's her motivation? I mean, I know she's in Florida, but like,
yeah.
what is her, what's her needs and greeds out of this deal that
To be
she,
honest with you, I think she's racist.
uh-huh. Well, yeah,
Um, and
probably.
yeah, and the only reason I said that is because the woman that I brought to her, that one that had 20,000 to put down, her she was actually there and showed her the house. You know what I mean? They
Uh,
talked for 45 minutes.
right,
But the problem she didn't like with the woman is that the woman's husband has got MS and that the woman has a dog.
right, right.
Now, in her own for sale by owner ad, she's got dog friendly there.
Yeah,
So that's the only thing I can come through is that because the woman is black. But that's
yeah,
guaranteed money work because the woman works for the county and she's a director in her work.
gotcha.
And that's the only thing honestly that I can come with is that.
Yeah,
Because even with my conversations with her, she's very much like a trumper,
uh-huh,
you
uh-huh,
know.
right.
So um and then the other woman that has got 15,000 to put down, I told her that she works at Walmart. She's like, "Oh, Walmart." It's almost, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like she's looking
Huh?
down on,
Right, right.
yeah. So I don't know. I'll let you guys know how it goes. But
Yeah, definitely keep us all like informed because this is a good one for everybody to kind of learn from too. That yesterday we were talking a little bit about dealing with Sandra or yeah, Sandra or I'm sorry, LaShondra had was talking about, some of these people that we get that are, basically, to put it mildly, assholes, right? We were talking a little bit about that yesterday. And I've come to the point now in my life where I just don't deal with assholes. It's so funny because right after that call yesterday, I made a call, first call I made. And I went through that exact same thing that LaShondra was talking about, where she said, "Hey, why are you, how long you live there, or why are you selling?" And the lady said, "Hey, that's none of your business." And I said, "Okay, that's fine. It doesn't sound like we can do anything together." And I just got off the phone because I don't want to deal with that crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's enough deals out there and enough, leads to, like, why do we want to put ourselves through that? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So in your situation on this deal, I mean, I get where you're coming from. It's your first deal. There's possibilities to make money and all that stuff, but sometimes you might need to think about, is it worth it? Is it worth the hell that you're going to have to go through? And who knows where this lady's going to be down the line, because all you're going to do is assign the deal, right? That's what the
Yeah.
plan is.
Yeah. I'm just assigning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can keep working on it until you find somebody that she likes, but she may just be kind of playing you along too a little bit. Do you feel like
Yeah.
that's a possibility also, or?
I mean, I don't know, because remember now, I don't have any other deals to reference it to. You know what I'm
Uh,
trying to say? Because it's
right.
my first deal. So this is like a blank slate for me. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm bringing it to the group just to kind of hear from you guys. You guys have more
Mhm.
experience than I do.
Right.
So you guys can then say, Sandra, yeah, she is playing you along and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
I mean, I guess none of us really know for sure, but I think it'd be good to just keep asking her questions and trying to get out of her what it is that she like. What is your perfect tenant? What do you want? Tell me. Is it a white family
yeah,
with
it's a
kids?
white, I know it's a white thing, because there was another tenant that wanted to see the property, and she's a nurse. She's a nurse. She's a director of nurse at a hospital, and her name is Jennifer Westbrook. So
Mm,
she's stuck on that Jennifer Westbrook because it's Caucasian name.
mhm,
So I've told her, like, listen, because Jennifer was not able to see the property because she ended up going to her pregnant appointment and ended up getting induced.
Oh,
So
wow.
still
Okay.
to this day, she will ask me about Jennifer Westbrook, and I said, Jennifer had the baby 2 weeks ago. She's nesting right now with the baby. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
She's not
Yep.
coming to look at this house. She still brings it up. So I think that's what it is. I think that's why another reason why I think it's race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to deal with it, and you think it's worth it, then keep going. But if you don't want to be involved, like, it's a kind of a judgment thing. Do you want to be involved with somebody like that? Is this going to come back and get me later on?
Yeah.
And I get it, it's your first deal and all that stuff, but you know, you gotta, you want to be able to sleep at night, right?
Right. 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 Okay. All right.
Well,
Thank you.
yeah,
Doesn't
for
sound
sure.
like she's motivated enough.
Yeah, I mean, she is, and it's, you can just, if you can put that out of your mind, and like, you obviously don't want to put any sort of, advertising, we need a white family, so but and you don't want to be a part of that whole discrimination thing either, so
Yeah, well, she's already discriminating because of the MS. I know that you can't
yeah.
discriminate someone because of, they're handicapped. She's already discriminated, against that,
Mhm,
so,
mhm.
but we'll see. I'll play it by ear, and I'll come back. I'll let you guys know. Thank you.
Yeah, keep us updated. We definitely want to hear what's going on. Got some stuff that I talked briefly about last week, and I pulled up this thing. It's about personality types, and this is a really cool thing to be able to learn and work on, and it's actually pretty fun too. So there's basically 4 personality types, and so how this plays into our calls are that you're going to come across these four personality types. Now there's combinations of both too, but basically what you have is you have what's called an analytical, a driver, an amiable, and expressive. And so they've kind of colored it here a little bit, and I'll put this in the chat room too. But when you start talking to people, and if you can kind of put them in you can kind of figure out a little bit of what kind of personality type there are, you can kind of come at them a little bit with their type of personality. So, and it's really fun. So my girlfriend and I have been working. I learned this a long time ago, and then I forgot about it, and then I kind of brought it back up, and we were talking about it. And we started going through, and we started talking about all our friends, and going, okay, well, what personality type are they? You know, so um, if you go into so like an analytical, obviously analytical is somebody who is very numbers orientated, likes everything the way they want to have it be, um, kind of detailed orientated, all that stuff. A driver is somebody who, I want it now, I need to do it now, I need to do it now, blah blah blah. And then so an expressive, anybody that was on the call last week, remember that guy that I talked to for like 10 minutes, the guy from, I think he was from Oklahoma. He was an expressive, and he was just going, 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 going. And then the amiable is somebody who is, I am an amiable person, so like wants to get along with everybody, uh, can really kind of fall into different, can pretty much go in any direction. I don't like conflict, so like when we're talking about your Sandra's deal, it's like, that doesn't sound fun to me because there's conflict there. So let me see. So like this is a really great little sort of um, thing. So like the driver is objective focused. Know what they want, how to get there, communicates quickly, gets to the point. Sometimes they're tactless or brusque. I don't know how you say that word. Um, can be an ends justifies the means type of person, hardworking, high energy, does not shy away from conflict. Okay. So who's the drivers out there? Think about it. Is this where you go in, uh, expressive. So this works towards when we're making calls too. Like if you can understand that this is the type of personality type you have. And like I said, you can have multiple, two, or usually it's like one or two you'll have. Um, but you'll have, like if you can understand your perspective too. So if you're a driver and you're calling somebody and you're like, hey, I need to get to the point, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then you're talking to an amiable person, this is kind of like me, that's kind-hearted, people who avoid conflict, can blend in any situation, can appear wishy-washy, have difficulty with firm decisions. That kind of can be soft-spoken. So if you're a driver and you're going hard at an amiable, what do you think they're going to do? Does anybody have any answer to that? I mean, I'll tell you what happens to me from an amiable position. If a driver comes at me, I'm like, whoa, dude, I don't want to deal with this, So and then if you're an expressive, you love to talk, love to tell stories, love to keep going, 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 going. And those are the people that we have to be careful of when we're making calls, because they will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, right? So once you kind of become aware of these different types, and then you go down to the analytical people that are super detail orientated. Sometimes they have difficulty making decisions without all the facts. They make great accountants and engineers, that kind of thing. Like if you know an accountant or an engineer, you can put them in this person. I was talking to somebody who was on the call yesterday, and we were talking about systems and trying to put all our systems in place, and all that stuff. And we were like, okay, well, we're working on all these systems, but we're not necessarily making calls. So that's an analytical type of person, and you will kind of want to have everything perfect, and sometimes you have to just get right to the point in doing what the most important thing to do is for our business. And what is that? Somebody tell me what that is. What's the most important thing that we can do in our business?
Making calls.
Making calls, baby. That's it. And that's what we're here to do today. So I don't know if you guys, I'm going to put this in the chat. It's a really great thing to kind of look over and learn. There's so much to it. I think there's like 20 pages of stuff where and it just gets into all these different analytics about, I mean, the person who wrote this is definitely an analytical. So, but it really does help with you just, and it's pretty fun too. So like you can go through, like I said, and look at your friends and the people that you're associated with and kind of what sort of personality type they are. And it's actually really fun, and then you can kind of get why people think a certain way or why they do things a certain way. And, so let me see, I want to put this in the chat. How do I do that? Right here. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's a really kind of a fun thing, and this is just another tool to sort of learn when we're making calls. As okay, like today when we make our calls, let's try to figure out who these people are, what kind of people they are, and how we can sort of learn from that. Does that sound good? Okay, so I think we're ready to make some calls. Chuck had sent me over some leads today, and we are going to go. Let's see, actually, I need to go through here. Give me a second. Actually, I'm going to call from here. So. Does anybody else have any questions about anything else? Deal wise, call wise, all those things?
Are you still taking leads to call, or is your list full?
What's that? Yeah, I can take some more calls for sure.
Cool. All right, I'll message you. Thanks.
Yeah. 270. Okay. You guys hear that? I have this new little system that I've added to my Trello thing, which is pretty cool with that with the Google Doc, and that way it gives me a way to really track stuff. So I'm kind of liking this also. Jerry was going to come on today and tell us a little bit about, he started using the REI reply and he loves it. And so I wanted to kind of hear what he had to say about that. But
Hello.
oh, hey, it's Mark. I was calling you about your place on Sandhill.
Yes.
Is it too late? Did you already sell it?
No, we haven't sold yet.
Oh, okay.
The weather's kind of hindering us.
Yeah, I bet, man. What's the temperature there?
Snowed in.
What's the temperature there right now?
It's around about 25, I would guess.
Well, you're gonna hate me. I'm in California. It's about 50. So.
I have a niece who lives there.
Oh yeah, where at?
I actually can't remember. She just bought a condo in Florida.
Oh, nice.
Her husband's in the Navy, so he's going to be in Japan till October.
Oh my gosh, they're all over.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, what's your name?
It's Melissa Puckett.
Hi, Melissa. So I want to see if maybe I could ask you some questions about the house, and maybe you could ask me some. I'd like to see if we could maybe even make an offer today. And if you don't like it, you can just tell me to get lost. Is that fair?
Okay.
So tell me how long you live there and why are you selling?
We actually bought a farm and we're building a house there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why we're selling. We have been here since 2007.
Wow. How soon till the farm's built or till the house and the farm's built?
We are almost completed with it, actually.
Oh,
We're about
wow.
95% done.
Okay, cool. So when do you think you're going to be moving in there? What's the plan?
As soon as this house sells, probably.
Yeah, yeah. So do you need the money out of this place to get into the other place, or just
No, not
Okay.
hurting for the money. No.
Okay, that's good. How long you had it for sale?
Actually, probably about 2 weeks.
Oh, really? Not too long, then,
Yeah.
huh? And
No.
yeah, so you're probably just the last week has been pretty tough to even get anybody out there, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So yeah, you probably need to sell that because you don't still have payments on that one, do you?
On which one?
On the Sandhill one, you guys don't.
We do.
You do? Okay.
This one does have a mortgage on it. The farm does not.
Oh, nice. So the farm, is it close by in the same kind of area, or?
It's about 15 miles away.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, cool. So let me ask you, what are you looking to get, like walk away with on the place if we were to do like a cash deal? Do you have something in mind, or?
No, we hadn't got that far yet.
Yeah.
We priced it at 310. So.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Would you be open to, if I was to give you like the 310, if maybe I rented it from you for like a year and then bought it and gave you a little bit of money?
Absolutely not.
No, you just want to cash out? Just looking to get cash out of it then?
Interested in selling only, yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what do you think you'd be at if we were to do like a cash? Uh-oh, she hung up on me. Oh well. All right, what do you guys got? What do you think?
She wasn't motivated.
Yeah, it's weird because I get these like these are all from yes. These are all yes, maybe, or kind of. So it's weird how sometimes you get these
Answers
or they say they're motivated, or they say they want to do something, or or whatever.
Mhm.
So Mark,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hey, good morning.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, good afternoon, rather. Sorry. Yeah. Piggyback to that, what you just said, like it's weird that they say yes or maybe or whatever, and then when you call, they say something different. Do you think it might be because they're looking at the number that they got the text message from saying yes, and they're looking at you calling, thinking you're a different person?
Well, no, because my area code's the same as my text numbers. So,
Okay.
It would be.
Well, there are different numbers you're using in automated REI though, right?
Yeah, but we're still using our area code. So like, I don't go and do numbers in the area per se. We just I think we have 12 numbers that we use, and they're all 707 numbers, which is where we're from. So, so when I call, I usually call from my cell phone or my Google phone, one of the two, or my Google number. And they're both 707 numbers. So I don't
because I was like thinking maybe they'd be more receptive, if they see that, okay, it's this person that I saw this phone number that texted and I said maybe to, and one can make a reference back to, oh, I got your text and you said maybe or yes or whatever, so maybe they'll be able to match the number.
Yeah, that could be, it could go either way. It could be that I just kind of, to be honest, I just kind of, I don't care, because I'm not calling them back from the number I'm texting from anyway, no matter what. So, if they get a text from a 707, I've had a couple people, not very many people that will, say, oh, I got a text from that 707 number. Is that you? And then I'd say, oh yeah, it was me or my son or whatever it was, So I don't think it really matters that much. Other people would disagree with that, but maybe you get more responses or but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, to be honest. So, hey, Justin asked, what personality type is he? Can anybody tell me? You think I think he's
He's
got
the fifth one that's not on there.
What's that?
He's the fifth one that's not on there.
Yeah.
He's not in it. He can't be categorized.
He's got amiable and he's got analytical both, I think. So I think he might have all four in him a little bit. So okay.
With a dash of psycho.
Yeah.
That's why I put crazy.
Mark, I have a quick question.
Of course.
So when she said that that she only wants, basically the 310, where were you going to go after that? Like,
I was going to go, it doesn't sound like we have a deal here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's happens a lot. I'm telling you, I mean, like yesterday, I talked to 10 sellers, but I probably made, 25 calls. But out of those 10 sellers, I really only had 2 people that are even remotely interested. I actually did write an offer. But like right now, it's not easy. That's for sure. There's a lot of people that want their full price and they can get it. I think Victor made some great points yesterday about, doing JV deals and, all that stuff, but there are still deals. I mean, we're still getting stuff under contract. It's just that we had a great chat the other night in the chat room and there was Justin ran down some really, critical numbers, that now it's basically taking 50 contacts to people that are either yes or maybe to get one deal, so, and that's discouraging and encouraging, as we were talking about, because the discouraging part is that it doesn't take 30 calls now or 20 calls, it takes 50. But the encouraging part is knowing what it takes, like, okay, so we're going to make, so I made 10, I talked to 10 sellers yesterday. I know I got 40 more to go, right? Before I get a deal, or maybe I get a deal and then I got to do 39 more calls after that, and the numbers, that's just the numbers. It's all going to be, kind of, and sometimes some weeks you're going to get like all kinds of deals. But that's what the averages sort of work out to be. So, but it is encouraging to know that that's what it is. Okay, that's what I have ahead of me. I got to do 5 calls a day for 2 weeks to get a deal, or 10 calls a day, or so on. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I have Alan's got one here. Chuck, I'm going to get to your stuff too in a second. I forgot where I put it though, so give me a minute. So do we know anything about this, Alan, or? I don't hear him. Okay. I'm going to go blind. 8, 4, 8, 2, 1.
I sent them the text and they replied, sure, absolutely, to my text that said, are you open to something creative?
Okay. 213 7242.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Okay. Let me go here. Give me a second. I got to pull something up on. I got all this stuff up here. Okay. Okay, so this is from Chuck, who sent me some stuff. I think this is from all over the place, right, Chuck?
Yeah, that's it. I had a hard time getting that out of what's it called last night. So I just sent it the whole thing.
Yeah, that's fine. There was only about 4 or 5 good ones on here, I think.
Yeah. If you go all the way to the right, that's where the link to the
Oh,
house itself is.
Okay, we are open to creative. That was one right here. So, one. This looks like a weird phone number.
901, that sounds like Memphis.
I am sorry I cannot answer your call at this time, but I do return my calls on the same day I receive them. Please leave your name, number, the reason for your call, and the best time to call you back. God bless you.
Oh, hey, it's Mark. I was calling about the house. I'm super interested and I have a contract ready to go. I just need to fill in the numbers. Can you give me a call back at 707-696-9073? Okay, so real quick on that guy right there. Can anybody tell what kind of personality type that guy is just based off his message?
Yellow.
What was yellow? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. So.
I think he is.
I think he's motivated.
He's an analytical person for sure. Super slow, really detailed, right? Had a lot of detail.
He sounded like an engineer.
Yep, sounds like an engineer, exactly. So, you know, that's the kind of guy that we might want to talk about numbers instead of like, you know, how his family's doing, you know, all those other things. So, and it's amazing how you can actually get that just out of a voice message, right? Okay. Hang on, I'll let somebody in here. 518.
Hello?
Oh, hey, it's Mark.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, thank you. Hey, my name is Mark. I was calling you about the house. And
Yes, sir.
please forgive me. I don't have the number in front of me. I mean, the house in front of me.
It's okay. It's okay. Where's 707 area code?
I'm out in California. It's like 60 degrees right now. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like.
I'm in Orange Beach, Alabama on the coast.
Ah, okay.
You can go on Zillow. Have you been on Zillow to look at my house?
I have not.
Well, go on Zillow and look at it.
Okay, hold on.
I've got a lot of pictures on it.
Oh, wait, I'm on it now. Okay, I'm on it now.
And that's in Back Springs, Tennessee.
Okay.
300 Rivers Edge.
Gotcha. Okay.
Outstanding, man.
Yes.
Outstanding. I just got back from San Diego. My son's a federal officer in San Diego. Are you around San Diego?
No, I'm like I'm up in Northern California, so I'm about I don't know, 400 miles probably from San Diego.
Oh, you way up there. Well, I got you, man.
Hey, what's
your? You want to get out of California?
Yeah, I'm actually looking.
It's a tough place to be right now.
I'm actually looking for like a place to invest in. What's your name, actually?
My name's Tim Pittman. What's your
name?
Hey,
Tim, Mark Richardson.
Hey, Mark.
So, hey, I wanted to see if maybe I could ask some questions and, see if maybe we can make an offer today. And you can obviously just say no, if that's okay. And you can tell me to get lost.
Well, Well, let me tell you this. I'm not gonna waste your time.
Uh-huh.
If you're fishing today, you ain't gonna catch nothing with me.
Okay.
All right, here's a guy. Wait, let me set a scenario up.
Uh-huh.
You're calling me from California.
Right.
You've never seen my house before.
Right.
You don't know what's going on. To me, you're fishing, which is okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Some days you catch.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's just like when I sold Amway, full of brushes. You
Uh-huh.
knock on 100 doors and make one sale. So I understand what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
I got $299 on my house.
Uh-huh.
You haven't seen it. You haven't looked at it, but
I'm
you
look-
want to make me an offer.
I'm looking at it
And
right
you know
now.
what?
I'm looking at it right now, actually.
All right, what do you think about it?
It's looking like it's kind of a cool place. What, I mean, why are you selling it?
Why are you buying it?
Well, because I'm looking for an investment.
Outstanding. I love that. I've got, hey, listen, a house in the same subdivision I'm in sold for $1.2 million. This is on the Tennessee River. Outlooking it, it's in a gated subdivision. I'll show you the gates in there. It's nearly a 4,000 square foot house, and it's in a great area.
Uh-huh.
Hey, we haven't had an armed robbery or a homicide there in 10 years.
Nice. That's always a good thing.
What's your offer?
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, are you flexible on the price at all? Or are you looking to just
Sure.
Okay.
Well, sure. Hey, how many cars you sold? How old are you?
I'm 56.
Oh, well, you getting up there a little bit. I'm 70 years old, and
Okay.
I know you sold a car before. You don't ever put on the car you bought them dollar, do you?
Right, of course not. Of course
Okay, so yeah, I'm flexible. What's your
not. Okay.
offer?
You know, I don't know. I'd have to kind of check it out and make sure
You
that I
don't
did.
know.
Well,
Wait a minute. You called me.
I know. Well, I'd have to look and see. I don't even want to, like, you know, I mean,
Well, why don't you look and see and call me back?
I can do that.
And let me ask you this.
Okay.
Whatever you're for, are you qualified, cashier's check, or
Well, it
what?
would be a cash deal. You know, I'm an investor. We're looking to do cash.
Outstanding.
So,
Because, hey, sometimes people in California, they think people in Tennessee are like the Beverly Hillbillies, but hey, sometimes we're a little better than that.
Hey,
I
there's-
just got back from 72 days in San Diego,
Yeah.
and it about wore me out.
Hey, there's enough people in California that are like the Beverly Hillbillies too. So,
Well, I understand.
yeah.
But
So-
hey,
hey, would you be?
make me an offer. You made me an offer.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. Hey, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Fuck, that was brutal.
All right now.
Mark, I fell for you. I really
All
fell
right
for you.
now.
You did a good job, though. You did better. I fell for you. I was praying for you, though.
He's a lightweight asshole.
Was that a job interview? What's going on?
He wasn't an asshole. He was just what's his personality type though?
No, he's just on something. Some of that good stuff.
The driver.
No, he's not a driver. He's not a driver. He's an expressive. Okay.
And something else.
Can I get a word in edgewise there? Hardly at all. Right?
No.
No. I mean, he was a big time expressive, and you know, I'm not saying. I mean, look at his ad. Check his ad out. Like he's just expressing everything here. You know. I mean, look at this ad. It's like. I don't know what the place is worth or anything, you know, so I didn't want to really give him an offer right then and there, but, you know, but yeah, I wasn't going to be getting a word in edgewise. He's kind of one of those guys. I mean, shoot, I'll call him back and, you know, make him an offer and, you know, talk to him for
We're going to go through that again?
What was that?
You're willing to go through that again?
Oh yeah, you know, he's a good guy. I'm not too. He's kind of fun to deal with. So those people sometimes are fun. Like you can really kind of get back at them, and you know, who knows? We'll see what happens. Okay, so let's see. I got.
So Mark, when you call him back, are you trying to still do a lease, or are you going to try to shoot him a cash offer, even though
he didn't let me get to that? So his, hold on, I got somebody call me back on a different deal. Hello?
Hello, Mark.
Yeah. Yes, this is Mark. Hello?
Mark, this is John Britos, returning your call.
Oh, hey, John. Thanks a lot for getting back to me. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great, great. I was calling you and I don't have it in front of me now. You have a house for sale?
I have a couple of things going on. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. We have some duplexes and like 2 houses.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm interested in the house. Do you have them for everything for sale or just the houses or what's everything? How come you're selling everything?
Everything. On the houses we're wholesaling. On the duplexes, we're selling that to buy something bigger.
Okay, cool. On the houses that you're wholesale, you're an investor then, or is that okay?
Yes.
So where are the houses at? I'm sorry, like I said, I didn't have that stuff. I don't have that stuff in front of me right now. Are they in Tennessee or where are they at?
Tennessee, 1011 North Orchard Knob in Chattanooga.
Okay.
And the other one is 1500 Greenwood. That's
Okay.
in Chattanooga as well.
Gotcha. And what are you asking for those?
Asking 60 for the one on North Orchard Knob and 73 for the one on Greenwood.
Okay, cool. Hey, would you be open to JVing on either one of those? I think I have some buyers for those places.
I have to talk to my partners. I'm not the only one with this. That's involved. We have a company, and that's the company that holds the duplexes, and the same company also has a contract on these 2 houses.
Gotcha.
I have to get with my partners and see.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to get with them and see if they would want to do that.
Okay, that sounds good. So yeah, I mean, we could just do it. I have like a whole bunch of buyers in that area, so we could, just add on our fee on top of it or whatever. How long you had them for sale?
The one on Greenwood, I just sent out an email blast. One in on Orchard Knob, we've it's been a couple of weeks.
Okay. Are you guys flexible on that at all, or are you just kind of okay?
We're flexible on the pricing.
All right.
Yes, we're flexible.
Could you possibly maybe text me over the addresses and then I could just check them out, and then we could do just a JV agreement. It could be like non-exclusive, of course, too. So you could just, if you found a buyer, we'd just be, out of the picture.
I can send you the addresses. So
Okay.
I can off the phone with you.
That sounds good. Okay, and I'm sorry, your name's John, right?
Yeah, John.
Okay, John, great. Hey, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
How about that?
Great
Yeah,
call.
that's good. That's a good one.
So Mark, I have a question about that because I've been running into that a lot where I've been running into investors that's wholesaling or whatever. So like one of the prices he said one was like 60 something. So like if you all decide to JV, you're taking his price and then you're putting your fee on top of that, or do you try to do like what the branding guy was doing and try to see if you can squeeze something out of him on his side?
Well, if you notice, I asked him, are you guys flexible on the price at all, right?
Right.
So when he sends us over the deals, then I'll come back to him and I'll say, hey, can you squeeze out, 2,500 or whatever it is, type deal. And then, try to always renegotiate, right? And see if we can get it for less. But, I think there's an opportunity for a couple JV deals on that. We'll see, and I've only done a few of these over the years, but this is definitely a thing that I want to try to get more into right now. As Victor was talking about yesterday, I really do think it is a good way. And the thing that's great about it is that, you're not like, you know, like Sandra's dealing with the seller and, you know, and these tenant buyers and, you know, all this stuff on her deal. And you do a JV deal and it's like, hey, you just find cash buyers and dealing with the investor, you know? So,
Right.
And you have nothing into it. You're not like stuck in the, you know, like in the midst of the contract. All you're really trying to do is just find buyers, you know? So,
Right. So like if he say, yeah, I can give you 2,000, we'll just say the house is 60. And he'll say, okay, well, I could squeeze out 2,000. So when you send him the JV agreement, you sending it to him on the 58?
correct.
Right, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and then, hey, just stick it out to, you know, I'd just give it to Mary and Mary would do whatever. And then we would split, you know, Mary and I would split the money if she found the buyer. So,
Got it.
you know, that's kind of, you know, Connor does that stuff too. He's really good at that. He's technical and Facebooky and all those things. And I'm 56 and I got like a lot of gray right in here and stuff. So there's not, I need to learn all those things too. And, you know, if I want to really get to that point. Okay. So let's see.
It was a great segue into the JV though. Great job, Mark.
Thank you. It's pretty easy, you know, if they're, you know, you ask them if they're investors and, you know, so this was that guy, John. You could really tell that this guy, what was his personality type? What did we say it was? Analytical, right? Don't we think?
He's Sergeant Friday off of Dragnet.
What's that?
He's Sergeant Friday off of Dragnet. That's what he's doing now. Just facts, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I agree.
I will send it over to you now.
So, Chuck, I wanted to ask you actually, what personality type you think you are?
Oh, I am the analytical and the amiable together.
I think you got some expressive in you too, buddy.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. But hey, it's like I said, it's super fun to figure all this stuff out, you know, and you're not going to always get it right, but
yeah,
you know, as you go on, you'll see where, you know. And did you notice too, like when I talked to that guy too, I got pretty much right to the point with him, right? You know, I wasn't like asking because he was that engineer type and he was that, you know, hey, it's all about the numbers kind of thing. So, so let's see, we're going to try this one. Sorry.
Do you ever wonder where people come up with the names for these cities?
Yeah, I know.
There's
some funny stuff. Yeah, I was looking at some really weird ones yesterday that I couldn't even pronounce, you know. Where were that was Oklahoma. Oklahoma's got some really.
Oh yeah, and Tennessee.
Tennessee too. Because they have a lot of the Indian names, you know, that are kind of hard to pronounce.
Yeah, Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
John, the Wasler.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Oh, hey, John, my name's Mark. I saw your place on Livingston on Zillow. I'm super interested. I got a contract ready. Just need to fill in the numbers. Could you give me a call back at 707-696-9073? Thank you. Okay. So, Alan, we're 0 for 2 on your stuff so far.
Thanks for dialing.
We'll keep trying. So let's see if we can find another one here. Victor, do you got any calls you want to make, or you want to make some calls off of here? Remember, there's not a single one to work with folks.
I said I would, but it's going to be really tough. My internet is going
Oh,
in
yeah.
and out, and it's
Okay,
really bad
no
right
worries.
now. I'm
Yeah,
waiting for the maintenance guy to come through.
That's fun.
Yeah, God, I'm so pissed.
I almost thought you were like, in the Midwest somewhere where it was freezing over.
Exactly. Here I am in 70-degree weather, and I can't get good internet.
All right. So, 276.
Yeah, I was doing my first video this morning, and I replayed, and it was crap because it kept freezing.
7343. Let's see what we got here.
Hello, this is Davis.
Davis, how you doing? This is Mark. I was giving you a call about your place. Is it in, where is it? Cedar, Bluff City? Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
How's it going, Mark? Thanks for calling.
Good. I just was pulling it up on Zillow right now. I wanted to see if maybe I could ask you some questions. And
Yeah, no worries. I saw Santa Rosa. Are you in California?
I am in California.
Cool. I live in Long Beach.
Oh, right on. So
Yeah.
is this an investment for you, or what's the situation?
Yeah, it's an old family investment. I'm originally from the East Coast, and so we've had the place for a long time, and so I'm kind of helping my parents right now, just try and do a sale on it.
Gotcha.
Very passively, so we don't have it listed on the MLS or anything.
Okay. How come you guys are selling it?
We've just had it for 30 years, and my parents are getting older. I live out here, and I'm just trying to help them kind of minimize their day-to-day to-do list.
Gotcha. Did they live in this place, or was it just a rental, or what was the situation?
Yeah, it's just a rental.
Okay.
So we've been originally they rented it as a duplex, and now we have a single family in there. But it's upstairs is primary residence, and then the basement is semi-finished. I actually haven't been in the house in about a year or two, but I know they actually did put in some snap-in hardwood floors and stuff like that in the basement.
Gotcha. What? So is it rented now, or is it empty?
It's rented.
Okay. What are you guys getting rent?
$750.
Okay. And I don't have it in front of me, but what are you asking, and what do you think it's worth?
Right now we have it listed for $130.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's below. It's above tax. It's below the Zillow average.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were to go in and get the place and put in nice fixtures and all that kind of stuff, you could probably sell it for $200,000.
Okay.
And as a rental though, it's in a really good little spot. There's a school right beside of it. It's in town. There's low inventory in that area. Anytime we try to rent it, I'll get 50 calls.
Gotcha.
And it goes very quick. So I'm not sure if you're looking for a flip or a rental, but
yeah, I'm not sure either. What is the situation with the tenants? Are they just month to month, or?
Yeah, they've been there a year now, and they're on month to month.
Okay, cool. What is it that you guys need to get out of it? Do you know? What would be, if we were to do a cash deal? Do you have something that you would feel comfortable with?
Yeah, I think the 130 is.
That's where you want to be.
Would like to be.
Okay. Are you open to doing something creative at all? Maybe if I was to give you a little bit of money down and then make payments for a year or so, something like that. You wouldn't be open to that,
yeah,
would you?
Could potentially work.
Okay.
We're like I said, we're very passively looking to sell it now. We don't have to, don't have to, but if, the right thing came up, if somebody needed to buy something really quick, it's a good opportunity to get.
Right.
So we're not going to try and like unload it at a low price, just a fire sale, but
Right.
we think we have it priced fairly right now.
So if we were to do something like, let's just say we gave you the 131, well, I'll throw $1 on top of it, right? So like if we did 131, and then, I'm sorry, what did you say the rent was?
$750.
Yeah, maybe gave you $750 a month, and then, I don't know, a little bit of money down for a year, and then bought it. Would that make sense, or?
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, we would need to, have a agreed upon purchase price.
Right. Yeah. So like I'm saying, 131 purchase price, $750 a month, and then I could give you like maybe I don't know, a couple extra months non-refundable upfront money.
Sure.
Okay. That sound good?
Yeah, so far so good.
Okay, cool. Well, why don't we do this? What I can do is I can put together an agreement today, send it over to you, and then you can take a look at it. And then do you want to, I can set up a time where we can follow up and go through it, make sure everything looks good. And then, we could do it like, within 30 days and kind of obviously we have to deal with the tenants, but, does that sound good?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound bad. I guess just curious on what that agreement would look like. Would you be marketing it through that agreement actively, or would you how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna live there. Obviously, we're looking at it as an investment type situation. So,
so during the 30-day time frame, you would be marketing that.
Right, and we could even set it up not as a non-exclusive thing where you can. If you get a cash buyer or something that comes in, we could cancel our deal, something like that too. So, if that happens within the 30 days.
I guess I just wouldn't want to be in a situation where you come back later and say, hey, based on the conditions of the house, we think it's worth less.
No.
Renegotiate this contract.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm looking to do. So
getting price dropped by a wholesaler is not what we want.
Yeah, no. That's not what I'm looking to do. So I'm looking to just, do like a lease purchase type thing, and then let's just get it done. So why don't you text me over your email? I'll put something together this in the next hour or so, and then send it over to you. And then when would be a good time to get back in touch, and we can go through it. It's a real simple process.
Okay. Yeah, let me just check out the agreement, and then I'll just text you and we can align on a time.
Okay, so I just what are you thinking? Like maybe this afternoon? What, like maybe 6 or 7 work for you, or?
Yeah, that can work.
Okay, all right. So let's touch base at 6 o'clock tonight. You're on the West Coast, right? You said? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'll get in touch with you at 6 o'clock tonight, and we can go over it. And if you don't like it, you can just tell me no.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds
awesome.
good.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right.
All right now.
I like it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Contract.
That's how
You're
you
on
do it.
fire. You're hot.
Right. I was thinking he was gonna ask you about looking at the property or something like that. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real easy one. So let's see how that works, Yeah, Victor, I got to shut my mouth.
I know. I was gonna ask Victor about that because I saw when he said don't give away the fort. What did he mean by that? Is that Victor? Did you say that because Mark mentioned the word non-exclusive?
Yeah, that's why. Exactly.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna send him the lease option memo, first page, and then and Victor, I kind of wanted to ask you about this too because I seem to I do that a lot. But I usually do it on the option money, or the upfront money. So how do you go about when you get to that point about talking down
He's on a phone, Mark. He's on a phone.
All right. Gotcha. Anybody else have that answer? How would you go about talking
wait for him to bring it up.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you negotiate it from there. But if you can, move along without, my suggestion is, just move along, and then if it comes up, you deal with it then.
I'm back.
Right.
Did you ask me a question?
I did. Yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I was just saying how I do that a lot, where I just don't shut up, and and I give away the fort a lot too. But how do you go about your, when you get into that situation about talking about, the down?
Oh yeah, my down payment is always the same thing. I could give you, why don't we give you a couple of, months rent upfront, non-refundable, and continue with the rent as it is. Continue to give you the $750 a month, and I'll take over everything else.
Okay. Good,
yeah,
good.
I only offer 2 months up front. That's it. That's
okay.
maximum that I'll offer is 2 months up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have tried to get out of this with $1,500.
Okay.
Up front.
So Victor, after he's done that, and he looks at the rents in the area, and he can get, we'll just say, 1,000. Would you do a sandwich?
I would. Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what I would do. Yep. If he can get more rents, but he already has tenants, so that's not really an issue here unless they move out. And so when I was telling you to ask more about the tenants, was asking, do they plan on moving out, or do they pay on time? So I can get a sense of, what it is that I'm walking into, because you're walking into already existing situation.
Right.
Yeah. So I always want to know about that, because if you got some problem tenants and they tearing your shit up, and you're trying to bail out on it or whatever, I'm not trying to inherit your problem.
Right. What do you think? Talking about a sandwich and stuff like that, I mean, I've done a ton of them in the past, and I haven't done one for a while. And just kind of with the way, and then, with this being like a 1-year deal type situation.
Yeah, you asked for 1 year. I would have definitely. I start at 3 and work my way down.
Right.
Yeah, you went to 1 right away. Always start at 3. They'll if they can't do 3, they'll tell you.
Right, right.
But you want to always. I operate from the sense that it's going to take some time for my new tenant buyer to be in position, usually longer than a year.
Mm-hmm.
But let me do this. I have somebody down that needs to get in and stuff. So let me. I got to go.
Yeah, no worries.
And then I'll get back if you guys are still on. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, it's weird because I like the 1-year thing in a way because of you're going to get a lot more people that are going to do a 1-year deal based off, but I think what I should have done was started out, like he said, with longer. But when we were talking about, a couple different people, when John Jackson, right? Was that the guy's name? John Jackson? Yeah. He had talked about that he mostly just does 1-year deals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is true. And I'd always been more apt to do, ideally at least 2, because you have a 2-year history that you can use when you when your tenant buyers are, going through the loan process, which is good. But if you do 1-year deals, what he said made a lot of sense to me, that, you're going to probably get, better tenant buyers because they're going to be, they're going to be ready to get a loan within a year. So, but that's,
But Mark, what do you use? What was that guy's name? Jesse Mills. Do you use his services to make sure that they'll be able to cash the seller out in 1 year, because you are only offering 1 year? What do you do besides Smart Move?
So yeah, Smart Move is pretty much the only thing that we use right now.
Okay.
So, and then I'll also get them set up with a lender right off the bat too. So,
okay.
There's that.
Do you ask the lender, hey, is there a possibility that these people can cash out the owner in 1 year? Do you go to the lender first for them to pre-qualify, or no, you just hook them up with the lender after?
I hook them up with the lender after.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we're gonna see where they're at from the standpoint of the, you know, the pre-qualification thing in the beginning, you know? So, on whether or not they're really in a position to, like I had somebody recently, well, this happens a lot, but I had somebody who, they really wanted the house. They were like hammering me about, hey, I want the house, I want the house, I want the house, I want the house. And so I'm all, hey, I need you to do the, you know, the application thing. And then I sent it to them and they're all, oh, we don't want the house anymore. You know, because they weren't, they didn't want to do the application thing, you know? So it's like, hey, they were disqualified right there. So, hey, look who we got. We got Mr.
Celebrity.
Justin.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Thanks for coming
What happened
on.
to you yesterday?
It's good to see you. I got you talking about when I dropped off?
Yeah.
They're having some power problems or something here too. I don't know. I got kicked off the internet for a little while, and I don't know. Texas has no electricity, and I had no internet. So
good to see you, Justin.
It's not the same boat. Hey, I had to come on and ring the old cowbell there. Sounds like we were having some successes, huh?
Yeah. We can always do better though. That's why I like this thing now, because then I get hammered by, hey, you should have done this and you should have done that, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, I was thinking what's funny is a lot of times we get in the mode of hearing no, and that guy was a jerk, and this person was unwilling to communicate, and then this next person was. We get in that mode, and then when somebody is actually like, yeah, I think we're cool with that. Yeah,
right.
It's like you go like into shock because you've been braced this whole time for this guy to be the same guy that the last 39 guys was, you know.
Right.
But actually, when he falls in your lap, you're like, what? You said what? And it wasn't like Claude does it, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm not saying that's what Mark did, but I think I have experienced that a lot, and I think that's something that we all go through probably. So I wanted to share that, guys. When somebody does go your way, don't let that throw you off your game and your rhythm, and then be like Chris Farley and Tommy Boy when he broke his sail. I broke my sail. Yeah, don't do it.
Well, he was interesting. It was interesting with him too, because it wasn't like he was like super motivated, really, you know?
Yeah.
He was just like, yeah, we're just kind of, you know, trying to make life easier for my parents. And,
yeah,
you know, so it's like, it wasn't like I had one recently where this guy was like, he was like, yeah, I'm going through divorce and my wife's trying to take everything and I was going to sell it and she was going to take half of it. And so I want to do a lease option. Yeah. Whatever we can do to do a lease option, you know, let's keep it, you know, away from her and split it up. So it's a lease and an option. So she never sees that I'm selling the place, you know. I'm like, okay, this guy wants to do shit like today, you know.
Yeah.
So,
it's great when you do find one that's motivated. They sound different, they feel different, but they don't always sound motivated. Now, see, his motivation, that guy that we're talking about, he may be, you know, he's wanting to do something, make it easier for his parents. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
That may be translated to, hey, I'm tired of jacking with all this stuff for my mom and dad, and I'm ready to do whatever it takes today.
And
that's probably more like it, you know what I mean? But nobody wants to say that, right? So
right.
Anyway, hey, isn't this group awesome? You guys love this stuff or what? I do. Even though I don't pop on, I like to make room here for you guys to be on the stage too, because this is a club. Mark is talented. Isn't he doing a great job?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Super good. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't bomb in here a lot like this, but I'm gonna bomb in here every now and then. But I had to today because it was just so it was so kick ass, man. Hey, great job, guys. I'll see you later.
Well, we love it when you check in.
I appreciate that too, man. Thank you, sir. And I appreciate when y'all check in.
Hey, Mark, I got a question about
Yeah,
your
what do you got?
tenant that's in there. If he's renting and you were going to ask how good he was paying and stuff, you're not thinking on leaving him in there, are you?
That was my question.
Tenant?
Thanks for
Because
asking.
it almost sounded that way, didn't it, Crystal?
Yeah, yes, it did.
Yeah.
No, because I said to him, I go, yeah, we'll have to take care of the tenants, But yeah, no, we're not going to keep the tenants in there. So well, he even said, he goes, oh, are you going to market it? He said, are you going to market it
And look for new tenants.
Yeah, to look for new tenants. I'm like, yeah, I want to get somebody in there that's going to eventually. I can't remember exactly what I said, but
Yeah, he did say that.
something like that. So,
So whenever there are tenants, you don't want to keep them there.
No, I mean, unless they are able to, which 99.9% of the time they're not going to be able to, come up with some extra down payment money.
Right.
Right. So, that's, I think Mary did the whole comps for me, the whole thing in the chat already too, said that it's like worth more. And what did she say? Hold on.
So Mark, did you, what about, cause he said the parents. So, I didn't hear you ask who's on the deed. Is the parents on the deed or is he the one on the deed or what?
Yeah, good question. I'm going to ask him that when he texts me. I'll say, hey, who's the one on the deed, because I'm going to put them on the contract, So at that point, I'll ask that. I just wanted to make sure that I got him committed too. So that was one thing that I haven't been very good at, but I actually did it today at the end, is getting the commitment for him. So we're going to talk tonight at 6:00, right?
Mhm.
So, because I tell you, this is super frustrating, is that unless you get the commitment for them to get back to you, you're going to call them back and they're going to ghost you 9 times out of 10. So, maybe 8 times out of 10. So getting that commitment is huge. And it took me forever to really, because did you hear what he said? He said, oh yeah, why don't you just text me over the contract or whatever? I'll check it out and then we'll figure it out. And I said, no, hey, what's good? 6:00 tonight work for you, So I think that is critical to, and doing it the sooner you can do it, the better too. So because you're gonna get that. Like that's happened to me a ton of times, and it's super frustrating. You go through a call like that, and you're all jacked up. Oh, I got a contract, I got a deal. I can see the dollar signs in my pocket already. And then you go call the guy back, and he doesn't call you, or he doesn't answer the phone, and there's no guarantees that he's going to do it now either. But at least I got a commitment from him, And so if he doesn't answer the phone when I call him back at 6:00 tonight after I send him the agreement, I'm going to call him out on it. I'm going to say, you sounded like a, man of your word. If instead of me chasing you down, why don't you just say no to me so we don't have to waste each other's time, So I think that's a pretty, it really is a critical part. And in Justin's closing part of the phone thing, that he has on the
2.0.
Yeah, whatever it is. It is so
Mastering
good.
the phone.
I cannot tell you, I've listened to that thing many, many, many times, and I keep listening to it and keep listening to it and keep listening to it. And if you've listened to it one time, you're not doing yourself any justice. You need to listen to that thing over and over and over again, because all of it's important, but to me, the close is the most important. You can go through this. It's pretty simple to go through the agenda and the pre-qualification. We can always get better at pre-qualifying. And I just keep going back to Alan yesterday on his call, the role play. He did such a great job on that yesterday.
Yes, he did.
So impressed with that. And but the close part is the hardest part. You want to get to the close. That's where the money's made, So I would just recommend listen to that every day for the next 2 weeks until it's like the back of your hand. And I still need to listen to it, over and over and over myself too. So,
Mark, which one are you talking about?
On the 2.0, mastering the phone.
Yeah.
The one that he just sent us, the VIP one, or the original?
Yeah, on your VIP, the mastering the phone 2.0.
Both of them are good. Okay. Both of them are really good. I like the first one too a lot. That's the one I listened to a bunch of times, so where he really does, he gets into the objections, and does a really great job of every objection that somebody gives. There's a, okay, so hey, you're worried about somebody tearing up the house. I totally understand that, but the people we get in here are people that are eventually going to buy, and they're really going to take great care of the place. If I was to change the agreement and put in that you might have the authority to approve or disapprove of people, that's just one objection, right? So now that's over with. So that's off the table. Now and then you go to the next objection, then you go to the next objection. And, like he talks about in there, you're giving them everything that they want, So when you can get to a point to where you're talking to, guys like this, I mean, I can always get better. Always, 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 there's always ways to get better. But, that close part is the most important thing, I think. And that's what we all need to really practice hard on, and just keep working on that and keep working on it and learning. And then, this obviously does us, great practice, because you get to hear, and eventually I'd love for all you guys to make calls too at some point. I know it's scary and it's all that, but look, if you're gonna really get to what the end game is, to where you want to be, you got to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, and get out here and make a call or two just for practice, not like you're trying to get a deal, but just to practice. And then, because I get so much from you guys telling me what I'm doing, and if you guys get that opportunity to do that too, I think you really would benefit from it big time. So, and I get it that it's scary. Believe me, I shit my pants every time I come on every Thursday. So,
But you put up a good front, my friend.
Yeah. Poker face.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got to roll. I got a lot of calls to make today, and I want to thank you guys for being on. You guys are so awesome. I'm so grateful and blessed that I get to do this with y'all. And let's just get out there and kick some butt, and and make some money today. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a good one.
Take it easy, everybody.
You too.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.